Hello students, now let us start with the zero order reactions. For this we will be studying units of rate constant for zero order reactions and the half-life period of the zero order reaction and its graphical representation. So what does it mean? What does this zero order reaction mean? It means the reaction whose rate is reaction whose rate is independent. It is independent of the reactant concentration of the reactant concentration and it remains constant throughout the throughout the course of the reaction until the reaction gets completed. So it remains constant throughout the course of the reaction. So this is nothing but the zero order reaction. Now the rate law for the zero order reaction. Rate law for zero order reaction. So for this zero order reaction, we can write the rate law. Now, if you consider a reaction like this, A is getting converted into product or products. So the rate law for the reaction is rate equals to minus, we will be differentiating this d dt of, so this as I have told earlier, this minus sign indicates there is a disappearance of this reactant, minus d dt of A, which will be equal to K concentration of A raised to 0 equal to K. Okay. So now this our equation, it can be rearranged as this way, minus K into dt. Now this here we are differentiating this. Now to neutralize or to remove this differentiation, we can integrate this. So this is the mathematical concept, you know this thing. So I'm integrating the equation in the limits like this, concentration of A equals to A0, that is the initial concentration at time t equals to 0, and we are just integrating between these limits. These are the limits for the integration. And concentration of A equals to concentration of A at particular time at time t, that is t equals to any particular time, that is t. So for this we can write here, integrating this equation like this between the limits. So at A0 and this is AT, it will be written as equals to, now this proportionality constant, it should be outside this integration sign, and the time limit is from 0 to time t. So this way you can write this equation. Now further, I'll try to accommodate the whole thing on the same slide so that everything should be in front of you. So therefore, this concentration of A between the limits concentration of A at 0 time and concentration of A at t time equals to minus K t 0 to t. Okay. So therefore, you can rearrange this equation again this way. At minus concentration of A at 0 time will be equal to minus K t, or you can write the same as concentration of A at time t equals to minus K t plus concentration of A at 0 time. Or the same thing you can write like this. For this same equation, we can rearrange like this. K equals to concentration of A at 0 time minus concentration of A at t time divided by t. So we just wrote this equation in terms of K, that is a rate constant. So now this equation, that is equation, this, this equation and this equation, these are the integrated rate law for zero order reaction. So these two, which I mark as a this with this sign, that is these two are the rate integrated rate law for the zero order reaction. So in this way, we can write the integrated rate law for the zero order reaction. Now we'll go for the units of this K, because we are written this equation in terms of this K, that is the rate constant. So now we'll try to find out the unit for this K. Now I'll write this equation again. K equals to concentration of A at 0 time minus concentration of A at T time divided by T, isn't it? Now this is the one way you can write the equation, or the same you can write in this form also, which I do it earlier also. So AT equals to minus KT plus concentration of A at 0 time. So these two are the integrated rate law. These are the forms of the integrated rate law for zero order reaction. So now according to this equation, that is equation, this equation particularly, you can write the units for K. Now these two are the concentration terms. So you can write concentration as moles per dm cube divided by T. So this is nothing but the unit for K for the zero order reaction would be moles per dm cube and time inverse. Now remember, these units of K are very important when you are supposed to solve the MCQs based on this. Means once the problem is given, and if you are aware that what is the unit for K for the first order, for zero order and second order, you will be easily able to calculate the order of the reaction. So this thing will be studying further when we discuss the MCQs based on this. Now, this is the unit, or instead of this, you can write, instead of moles per dm cube, you can write molarity. Molarity per time inverse. Okay. So this is the way you can find out the units for this. Now, how will you represent this graphically, this zero order reaction? Now, you know that for this zero order reaction, rate is written, this thing we did earlier also, d dt of minus d dt of concentration of A equals to K. Now, if you plot the graph for this, like this, that is concentration of A at particular time t versus rate. So what would you get? You get such type of graph. It is constant, isn't it? So the graph of this rate versus AT is a horizontal straight line. So this is the graph you will be getting here. Now we'll go for the next thing. We go to the next slide. Yeah. Now for the integrated rate law reaction for the this thing, you will be able to draw the graph for this. Now we have this equation also. Concentration of A at time t equals to minus KT plus concentration of A at 0 time. Now if you apply this to the straight line equation, y equal to mx plus c, isn't it? So what you can take on the y-axis and what should be taken on the x-axis, this is very clear from this equation. Now this is your y-axis, concentration of A at time t. So this is your y. This is your slope minus k, and this should be plotted on the x-axis. So this is time t. So if you plot the graph time t versus at, so you will get such type of graph like this. Okay. Now for this particular graph, the slope will be equal to minus k. Okay. So m is the slope. So this is the minus k. And this is this c is nothing but the intercept of y. So this is your concentration of A at 0 time. Now graph of AT versus T, it is a straight line and the slope is minus K for this zero order reaction. And intercept of AT axis is A0. Okay. Means this pattern of the graph or this type of the graph you should always remember. This is the graph for the zero order reaction. Now you are applying this equation to this straight line equation, and you can easily point out what should be taken on the y-axis, what should be taken on the x-axis, and what is the slope, and this is the intercept. Okay. Now this is the another way you can represent the integrated rate law equation for the zero order reaction. Now the next thing you can do the half-life of zero order reaction. Half-life of zero order reaction. Now, as I told, this half-life means the time required to half the initial amount of the reactant. Now, the half integrated rate law for zero order reaction is, we'll be using first the integrated rate law equation for the zero order reaction, which we had discussed just now. This is the integrated rate law for the zero order reaction. You always remember all these equations. Huh? So integrated rate law for zero order reaction, isn't it? Now, where AT is the concentration of A present, that is unreacted. So this is the concentration which is unreacted. It remains unreacted, or at time T remains unreacted at time T. Okay, and as we all know that A0, this is the initial concentration. This is the initial concentration of the reactant. Concentration of reactant at when T equals to 0. So when T equals to T half, because we are talking about this half-life, when T equals to T half, this concentration of A at time T, it would become concentration of A at 0 time divided by 2. So this should be also half. So by substituting these values in this equation, you can write this one. Instead of AT, you can write A0 upon T or 2 equals to minus K. We are talking about this equation. Remember, we are talking about this one. So minus K, instead of T, you can write here T half plus concentration of A at 0 time. Now same thing you can write here, K into T half equals to, rearranging the equation, A0 minus concentration of A0, concentration of A at 0 time divided by 2. Okay, so you can write A0 minus A0 upon 2, that will be equal to A0 upon 2, isn't it? So that would remain, half of this is subtracted from this, so the remaining quantity would be A0 upon 2. So you can write that in terms of T half now. This equation you rearrange in terms of T half. So T half would be equal to concentration of A at 0 time divided by twice K. Okay. So this equation, it gives the relationship between the half-life, that is T half of the zero order reaction, and its rate constant, that is K. So this is the way you approach to the different equations which will be useful for solving the numericals and the MCQs based on this. Now the examples for this zero order reaction, because when you solve the MCQs, you need to know some of the examples, so that you will be able to know what is the order of the reaction. It might give you some clues for this. Now, the examples for this, the zero order reactions, they are not common. They occur only under special conditions. Now, most of the zero order reaction, they take place on a metal surface. They need some catalyst rather. So, for example, like the decomposition of ammonia gas on hot platinum surface. So this platinum surface, so it's a metal surface, it is needed for this reaction, hot platinum surface. Now the reaction, it's very easy to write twice NH3. I'll be writing here the balanced equation. N2 plus thrice H2. It is a gaseous reaction. So this surface of platinum, it gets completely covered by a layer of ammonia molecules. But compared to total number of NH3 molecules here, in gas phase, the number of attached, which are attached to the surface, it is very small. So the only molecules on the surface can react, and so the rate of the reaction, it is independent of the total concentration of the ammonia, and it remains constant, and therefore it follows the zero order kinetics. Means why this reaction is zero order? Because it is occurring on the hot platinum surface. So whatever the platinum surface which is available, so that much amount of ammonia molecules will react with that, whatever is come in contact with that, and that is why it is this reaction is independent of the concentration of ammonia here, and that is why the order of the reaction is zero. Next example, you can write the decomposition of nitrous oxide. Nitrous oxide. Nitrous oxide means N2O. Okay. So here you can write decomposition of nitrous oxide. It is again a gaseous reaction, platinum. Here also it occurs at very high temperature, remember, this upper reaction also. So this is platinum surface, formation of N2, gas plus O2. So all active sites on the surface of platinum here, it gets completely covered by the layer of this N2O molecules. But compared to the total number of N2O molecules in gas phase, the number which are attached to this platinum surface, it is very small. So only molecules on the surface can react, means which come in contact with platinum surface, they only can react. So the rate of reaction is independent of the total concentration of this N2O, and it remains constant. And therefore also it follows the zero order kinetics. So whatever is happening with this reaction, the same is true for this one also. Next is catalytic decomposition of PH3 on the hot tungsten at high pressure. The same is for this reaction also. That is, the surface of this tungsten get completely covered by the PH3 molecules, phosphorus hydride, isn't it? And compared to the total number of these PH3 molecules which are attached to the surface of this platinum, here tungsten rather, here the catalyst metal surface, that is a W, that is tungsten. Okay, so this tungsten here, which comes in contact, PH3 molecules which comes in contact with tungsten, those are very small, and therefore the rate of this reaction, it is independent of the total concentration of this PH3 molecule, and therefore it also follows the zero order reaction. So when you observe some common things about this, that it needs some surface for the completion of the reaction, and that is why its concentration is rate is independent of the concentration of its initial concentration of the reactant. So this is the way we are discuss about the half-life, graphical representation, and some of the examples of the zero order reaction and their integrated rate law equation, and the units of the K for the zero order reaction. So all this information you will need for solving the numericals and MCQ. So just you remember the units of K, that is most important part when you approach for the solving the MCQs based on the zero order reaction. Thank you.